We have multiple Lakers updates to go over today as multiple new reports have dropped, bringing some huge information as it pertains to the injuries of Austin Reaves, Luka Doncic, and even LeBron James. We're going to break down these new reports and discuss what it means going forward, as well as an interesting tidbit surrounding LeBron that has Lakers fans absolutely fired up. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, folks. But before we get into it, if you're a part of the percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. Your guys' support is absolutely unbelievable, so thank you for that as we're on the road to 20K subs. Ladies and gentlemen, a ton to go over today. Now, obviously, the Lakers play tonight a huge game against the New Orleans Pelicans, and every game is big for the Lakers now because we also have a tidbit which we'll break down later in the video about the schedule and about the out of town scoreboard that has fans fired up as well. Let's dive right into a bunch of different things here. So we can start with Austin Reaves. So Austin Reaves has been officially ruled as out. He is out on Tuesday, and we know I've been covering it in a couple videos earlier today and of course last night. He was initially upgraded to questionable, and then I had fans thinking, okay, so is his injury? We know that Shams came out and said it's not any serious. There's no serious nothing serious with his injury. The MRI came back as negative. But then the question became, how soon is he going to return? And then once he got upgraded to questionable for tonight's game, people were saying, okay, maybe he's ready to go, especially with some of the other players who are questionable and out in Rui Hachimura and Jordan Goodwin's case. You can see here from Coach Rome, feels like he is 100% playing versus the Knicks on Thursday. So they play the Knicks Thursday. They also have a game on Saturday against the Celtics, I believe it is. So now you're starting to look with Austin Reaves out at their next, target date being Thursday. But the whole time I kind of wanted Austin Reaves to sit out today. He's been playing a lot this year. And when other players have went down with injuries, he's been the one who's kind of stayed in the lineup. I want him to take some rest, take a step back for a little bit. Maybe, target Thursday. Sure. Target Thursday against the Knicks because that is a huge game. And I'm sure a lot of the Lakers players want to play in that game. But if you're not 100%, sit out until you are 100% because Austin Reaves down the stretch is going to be crucial. Yes, these games right now are huge for the Lakers. You need to win these games to maintain the 2 seed. We just leapfrogged the Memphis Grizzlies. We leapfrogged the Denver Nuggets. And among that, you're not going to be able to leapfrog and surpass the Thunder, at least realistically, anytime soon. But at the same time, you still need to be able to win these regular season games. So with Austin Reaves out, we'll go back at him in a minute. I'm fine with him taking a couple of games off. Now, as it pertains to Luka Doncic, he has been upgraded to probable for tonight's game. And again, Reaves is out. Markieff Morris is also out with an illness. So a bunch of different things here. Now, as it pertains to Luka Doncic, right knee contusion, we know, and I've been covering it in the videos, he got hit in the same knee 3 times, some knee-on-knee collisions. This isn't going to be a serious injury or anything that keeps him out long-term or hinders his play in the long term. However, it hurts. If you've played basketball before and you get your knee-on-knee anything, especially 3 games in a row, and I can't imagine at the level that Luka Doncic is playing at, it will affect the way you run. It will affect the way you play defense. But he is going to be playing. He's probable tonight against New Orleans. So that's actually a pretty big update as well because, again, him and Austin Reaves were both questionable. And then, of course, Austin Reaves got moved down to out. So ultimately, ahead of tonight's game, it's going to be a very interesting thing to keep an eye out on. It's going to be an interesting storyline to keep watching with Austin Reaves and when he's going to return. Because again, calf strain, you don't want to mess with that. The Lakers are in a very good spot. They have enough depth to where they can kind of not necessarily, you don't want to be missing Rui and Austin Reaves for a long period of time, but Rui's going to be out for a couple weeks. Austin Reaves, if he misses today's game, even if he misses another 2 games, I'm fine with him taking a step back in the meantime, making sure he gets 100% healthy within reason, and then bringing him back because you have guys you can fill in. We have Dorian Finney-Smith filling in for Rui Hachimura. And then it's going to be interesting to see what the starting lineup they run with tonight, whether that's, probably I'd put my money on Gabe Vincent sliding in for Austin Reaves, who has been very solid as well. And if you want to take some positives out of these injuries, maybe getting Gabe Vincent in the starting lineup, playing some more minutes will give him a little bit more of an advantage here in order to actually, hopefully get back into what we saw as of late from Gabe Vincent. He's been very solid, but not what we saw last year and even earlier on the season when he was struggling. So you love to see this. The Lakers are going to be not fully healthy, but pretty healthy. A couple of the star players, and of course, LeBron as well is still probable. And LeBron is, in all likelihood, going to be playing in tonight's game. You can see this here. LeBron being the probable one is crazy. Shout out to him. Wouldn't mind Austin sitting one more game. I want Luka to get as many reps as possible so he can get fully back to himself ASAP. And that's the thing. Luka Doncic is questionable as well. Or was questionable, and again, he got upgraded to probable. But at the time of him being questionable, people are starting to say, again, Luka is playing a lot of games, and you don't want to work him into the ground. But at the same time, as much as you're going to see him playing a lot of minutes, playing a lot of games, you need to get him back into both game shape, but also just get his feet under him as it pertains to him actually hooping the way that we have seen him hoop. He's been playing over the past handful of games. This has been the best stretch of Luka we've seen as a Laker, albeit it's not a lot of, a huge sample size, but you want to see Luka play, especially because they're not playing back-to-backs a ton. They did have a back-to-back that Luka played in. He rested in the one near the All-Star break before or after. At the same time, though, you see what happened with, unfortunately, with Kyrie Irving. He tore his ACL last night, and that's just brutal. We, wish the best for him. We saw, of course, Luka Doncic post a story of prayers up for Kyrie, and hopefully he gets better for next season. But at the same time, like, the Mavericks were playing Kyrie a lot of minutes, 39 to 40 minutes a game, and he was carrying that load with Anthony Davis being out. You don't want, and I'm not saying that's, the full reason that he tore his ACL. There's obviously a lot of bad luck in there and all these different factors and all these different things. So I'm not, blaming the Mavericks necessarily. But at the same time, you don't want to overplay your players. You don't want Luka Doncic to have the same, fate when it comes to getting injured in general, because playing these players a lot of minutes, no one really plays 40, 42 minutes a game in the NBA anymore. We saw it with LeBron James early in his career, and we saw it earlier in careers in general. But for Luka Doncic, especially coming off of an injury, play it safe. We don't want anyone. You don't want to see anybody injured across the NBA. And of course, we don't want to see Luka Doncic injured. But we'll see if Austin Reaves plays Thursday. There's been some rumblings about him playing the Knicks on Thursday. Again, I'd like to see him take a couple games off just to make sure he gets back into decent health. At the end of the day, though, he is going to be the guy who makes the call. Obviously, the training staff and stuff like that. But Austin Reaves, if he's feeling good, he will play. And one other thing, Nikola Jokic is listed as questionable for Wednesday. So the Lakers, if they win tonight, there's some scenarios there. You want the Nuggets to lose. And again, the Lakers are looking really good right now. They're playing really good basketball, and you have another opportunity to continue to gain some ground. You're already 2 games ahead in the second seed. You're against the Nuggets, and then of course you have the Grizzlies right behind you as well. Or I believe it's 2 games ahead of the Grizzlies with the Nuggets right behind you as well. Either way, the standings are changing every single day. The Lakers have a golden opportunity tonight to go ahead and win. And speaking of golden opportunities, ladies and gentlemen, LeBron James got Western Conference. got Western Conference Player of the Month, which is absolutely well-deserved. Now, I made a video earlier today about how JJ Redick got robbed of the Coach of the Month. He absolutely did. He should have got it over Mark Danielle. Shout out to him over there in, the Oklahoma City Thunder team. That they've been playing fantastic. But, JJ Redick should have won that. But that aside, at least LeBron got some praise here. 40 years old, averaging 29, 10, and 7 with unbelievable efficiency. And it's not to take for granted. None of us, no Lakers fans, are taking for granted how good LeBron has been this year. None of us are taking that for granted. But man, oh man, seeing the numbers sometimes, like we watch the games day in and day out, taking a step back, looking at these numbers, it is absolutely absurd. It is unheard of. Whatever word you want to use, whatever buzzword it is, he is the best player of all time. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And this just goes to show it again. But that aside, the Lakers are in a prime position right now. And something that's not being spoken about a ton by people who aren't Lakers fans is, yes, Luka Doncic is one of the best players in the world. Yes, their team is really solid. You have LeBron James playing some of the best basketball of his career. Yes, he's age 40. You can put that caveat into it. The best basketball of his career, period. And because of that, the Lakers are now in an opportunity, a golden one, you added prime Luka Doncic, go out, make a push. This is the year to win the NBA championship, let alone that their offense is ranked 12th best in the NBA. And then their defense has been the best in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers are a scary, scary team. Austin Reaves with the nominee for Player of the Month, 3rd best player. This team is electric. We're going to keep you up to date with all of this news. So make sure to hit the subscribe button. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Cheers.